Let me tell you something that's very important and beneficial for us to understand. People talk too much and listen too little. And I'm saying this generally. Although there are some exceptions where someone is really good at listening, I'm saying this generally for most people. They talk too much and listen too little. And I'm not claiming to be free of talking too much. Like sometimes I talk too much, I listen too little, sometimes I talk too little. And it's very important that we find a way in between where we don't talk too much, but we don't talk too little. However, talking too much is the bigger problem today. It's more prevalent. I used to talk probably even more than I do right now. Like there have probably been more times like that back then that I would talk too much. That would go on and about random topics. And I think that I have begun to talk less now. However, now sometimes it might be a little bit too little. And I have to, and I want to tell you something. I want to tell you what happens when you talk too much. When there's a conversation, you're just talking, and you're not listening to the other person. It makes the person you're having the conversation with, which is, it's not like a conversation, but it makes the other person that you're talking to feel like the conversation is about you. Is about you. But if you listen more, and you only talk in like certain situations, which there's like a lot of time where you should be talking, not like a lot of time, but sometimes you should talk. But if the other person you're talking to talks more, makes it feel like, and you're listening to them, makes it feel like the conversation is centered around them, not around you. So this is very important. So there should be a mix between talking and listening. And talking shouldn't be like, you shouldn't be talking for like 70% of the conversation. Like you're not giving a speech. You're not recording a video when you're having a conversation with someone. You're not like giving them a speech. You're just having a conversation with them. It means that they talk and you listen, and you talk and they listen. Now that the people who have low attention span and are bored of me just talking about these things, a lot of them have probably clicked off. Now I can tell you when you should talk. Do not talk during a conversation except in two situations. Firstly, when there's a need for you to talk. When someone asks you a question or something like that, like if you don't talk, it's gonna people are gonna wonder why I'm not talking, and it's important for you to talk. That's the first one. It's like you have to talk sometimes. You answer a question. You can't just sit there and say nothing. The second time where you should talk is when there's benefits from you talking. If talking is gonna give the other person some piece of important information, or it's gonna make your friendship closer, or whatever it may be, as long as there's benefit in it, you can talk in that time. As long as it's more benefit that you talk than you stay silent. Be staying silent. Like there's an expression, silence is stronger than words, or something like that. I forgot. Silence is louder than words, I think. So silence is definitely better than words in some cases. It can carry a more powerful meaning. The meaning that you are listening to them. However, I have already mentioned that if you're like giving a speech or something like that, or I've kind of implied it, if you're giving a speech or something like that, like you can talk. Like I'm recording this YouTube video, it's not really a speech. It's not formal, I'm just recording a YouTube video. And I'm talking. Is there a problem with me talking now? Even though I'm talking a lot? No, because it's not a conversation. Although it kind of is, where I'm talking and then you think about it in your brain or whatever. It's not a conversation as in when I talk. At least I would think that you're responding to what I say. So you should be careful. You should be careful of talking too much unless there's a need. One of the big problems of the system today, of the world, is that people just talk too much. If people were to listen more and talk less, the world would become better. Also, because probably even more of the low attention span humans clicked off the video. I want to tell you something more. The type of conversation you have with people, the type of conversation that you have with people, you should not lead the conversation every time. Pretty much what I'm trying to say. You have to decide. Like the other person can talk about something that they want to talk about, even if you don't find it interesting. This is what a conversation is. It's not like you get to talk about whatever you find interesting. Other person just has to listen the whole time. No, they get to decide what they want to talk about. So listen to them, even if you find it boring. But perhaps there's going to be some benefit in their words. But perhaps at least your friendship will become closer because you listened. Do not steer the conversation in another place unless the conversation that you're having, like currently, is harmful. The system is broken, so it must be fixed.